Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I'm on camera today. I'm at a different location. And I thought, you know what? Let's do a full moon reading really quick. I did pick up 2 new decks, and this is the first one, Oracle of the Fairies, and also Whispers of the Ocean. So let's go ahead. It's right here. And let's just see. It's the full moon. It's a strawberry moon today, so I thought, you know what, let's see what energies are coming out. So let's check it out. Let's see. I'm hoping the lighting's okay, but I'm going to try and make this really quick, okay? And see just what wants to pop out. And if nothing pops out, I will just cut the deck. Let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and cut the deck. I'll take the first card out, and we have Stargazing and Temptation. Okay, so this is absolutely beautiful. So the first card out is Stargazing, and we have Temptation, so that would be like the devil, and this would be more like the moon card, or the star card is the way I'll look at it today. So this one says, when you gaze at the stars, you give yourself a fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. I love that. So are you being tempted with something right now? You know, what are the temptations? Could this be in beliefs? Could this be your fears? Could this be any addictions? So there can be some things. And also looking at the shadow self. So temptation into looking deep within yourself is a huge message. Let's look and see what this says. It says, are you in denial about unhealthy habit, perhaps one that makes you feel guilty? This fairy says you have the power to overcome temptation, whatever its guise. So for myself, I'm just going to say, for myself, is smoking cigarettes. I keep trying. I've been, so there's no trying. Now I have to kind of look and go, okay, what is my future self telling me? My future self is telling me it's time to cut out an old habit. So whether this is a fear in regards to an old habit, something that keeps coming up, or if it has to do with work, if it has to do with relationships, you know, what is it that I'm not looking at? What is it that you're not looking at? And this is a great time, this full moon, to release that. And this is perfect because it is a time of renewal and it is a time of release. And I'm just going to go, since this is the first time I'm working with this deck. So let's go to Stargazing. And with the Stargazing card, it does say, and here it is again, this card says the answer you seek in the stars. This can literally mean looking up into the night sky and stargazing. Stargazing is like a form of divination. Allow your gaze to drift around the sky and see what flows into your mind. Fairies can be very active when the stars begin to appear and shine upon, here it is, upon your surroundings. So it says, do you have an interest in astronomy? Also, for those of that, the insight you seek may be able to found in astrology as well. And then, of course, the card of temptation comes and says, you know, we can learn to overcome the negative aspect of temptation with the help of the fairies. Go outside into nature. And I'm about to go outside. I'm actually filming this right now. I'm in Manhattan. I'm in New York. So I thought, you know what, let's pull a couple cards. So let's see what these temptations are. So it says just know, you know, what those temptations are for you. And what is it that it's asking? I'm going to pull also, I brought my Light Seers deck just to see, you know, to clarify. So this full moon, what are you willing to release with the Capricorn super moon? And what is it asking you to let go of? Could it be the temptation of negative thinking? Could it be the temptation of an old lover? Could it be a temptation of, you know, the way that you maybe you've put some things aside? And it says gentle moderation, and this is absolutely beautiful. It says take your time. Pressure from others or yourself can be released by regenerating what you're trying to accomplish. So again, absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cards here, because, and I'll grab one more here too. Be insightful and established is the next card. So this card is also saying ground and rebalance your energy, bring your awareness into the now rather than allowing it to occupy the past or future. Beautiful. I love it. This is so beautiful because here with the stargazing and gentle moderation, so as we're looking at the things that need to be released, right? Any unhealthy habits, anything that, that we're looking at within the self, if you want to create something and you're like, well, maybe I'll put it off for tomorrow, but the answer is, you want to do it today, right? We all want to work in today because we don't want to be in the past or in the future. We want to learn from the past, the things that we want to bring into the hence so-called future, because the future is happening now. So whatever that we are putting our focus and our energy on, right? Be insightful, established, like this card says, it's about really allowing yourself to be right here, right now. And as you're right here, right now, you can ask yourself in this very moment, what is my temptation? What is tempting me? What can I let go of? What can I release? And then do a full moon meditation as you do that. And as you're doing a full moon meditation and as you're doing a full moon release, right, the things that you're ready and willing, right, to release so you can overcome your temptations in whatever that is. What is it that you want to bring in the next 6 months of 2021 is a huge message. And it's one for everyone. I'm not exempt from these messages. This card out, the Hermit in reverse. I love it. The Hermit in reverse Virgo card here says, going within and asking yourself, it's now time not to isolate your ideas, not to isolate yourself, not to, so in this card would be, I'm taking the time to isolate, to go within. It was very much like the pandemic, everybody goes within, not everybody, some did, some didn't. You go within and you just want to look at the shadow. What things am I willing to release? What things do I want to look at? What aspect of myself am I not seeing? What within my life, what within your life do you want to change? What areas need a little tweaking? Because there's, the version of the old version and the new version, and in the present moment, kind of seeing, what within life isn't working anymore and what is being asked to be released. With the card of temptation and being insightful, this card just wants to come out, and it is the High Priestess. Now she turned in reversal. So anytime we go into a place of temptation, right, maybe we're not listening to our intuition, maybe we feel we don't have what it takes in over to overcome things. But the High Priestess, again, very much Piscean card, it is asking you to be insightful. It is asking you to go within and look at the things that are tempting you. Look at the things, sometimes we may not be tempted in drugs, alcohol, sex, negative thinking, but sometimes it is that fear of trusting oneself on our path. And it's saying, really to go within and give yourself that time to listen to your own intuition, to listen to that gut, to listen to those things instead of the mind, right? Because with the Virgo, we've grounded, we've gone within, and now it's time to tap in to our intuition. And maybe some people are not trusting themselves on the path at this time, and it's saying it's time for you to become more like this says, be more insightful and established in what? Within self, right? So it's time to go within and be very insightful within self. Let's go ahead and grab another card. Let's see if anything else wants to jump out. And if you're not a subscriber, tap the button, hit the bell. What is it that you're releasing? Look at this. It's beautiful. What we're releasing is the Ten of Swords, right? The Ten of Swords comes and says, hey, you know what? Just like the birds, don't hang on to the negative thinking, to the old ideas, and allow things to flow. Allow it to go. They're just thoughts. These are just things, right? So a habit can be broken when we look at it from another perspective, right? So step out of the self and become the observer of your thoughts here with this, right? What did I learn and what am I letting go of? What is it that I'm willing to release? So this would be blocking that release and not allowing yourself to release it, but it's saying it's time to release the things that are holding one back from your possibilities, right? From the things that you do want to bring in. So in this full moon, it is asking you to do a release, and beautiful. At the bottom of the deck, I have the Hangman, so this is a surrender to change. And then the Knight of Wands comes and says, again, things can come in really fast. So maybe all of a sudden you get tempted with something, or you go back to the old ways. Just grab yourself, bring yourself back, and learn how to drum to your own tune and liberate yourself. Dance with the shadow. Don't become the shadow. Learn how to dance with it. When we recognize the temptations, when we recognize the shadow, what we do is that we're really reigniting ourself. What is this future self like? The future self you is dancing with the shadow. It recognizes that it's there, right? It's not trying to suppress it, but it looks at it so it can come out of this past pain, this past hurt, this betrayal of the self, the way one thinks about self's life, right? So it's nothing that is happening to us. Everything is happening for us in order to what? To surrender to a breakthrough. And then I cut the deck and the tower. That's the epiphany, right? This is breaking down the old foundations. And here too, with the 8 of Wands, really going away from the things that are emotionally not fulfilling, from the things that have held you in the bondage of the old self. And it's asking you to rebuild yourself. So for me, that tower is just that. It's in breaking down the old foundation of self to rebuild the self. But who is the self? We're just consciousness in this body here to have experiences. So it's asking you to look at your experiences, and as you do, and as you go out and you do a full moon release and really look at, make a wish, look at, talk to this intuitive part of yourself, to your higher self, for whatever it is that needs to be released at this time, so you can really recognize, what the future, so-called, right, has in store for you, and which is Empress. It is a new earth, and this is being pregnant with new ideas. This is giving birth to a new way to create, and creating to what? To one that is in alignment with you, with the direction that you're headed at this time. So until next time, I'm sending you so much love, so much light. Happy full moon. Namaste.